legacy. A little bit later, we will hear from some of the Misfits members, but for now, it's the 4-time champions G2, represented by Sven and Perks.
Thank you very much, guys, and thank you also to the French caster. I was just joined by Perks and Sven after this fantastic victory over Misfits. Congratulations, guys, for grabbing first place once again. You guys did amazing today, and also during the playoff after a rather difficult split, actually. So how did you manage to bounce back and grab that first place once again? Perks, you can go.
Well, after MSI, we didn't have any break, but we also played 1 week with subs, and then we didn't scrim much because we just came back from MSI, and then we started picking it up after revivals. We had a team talk. We had a couple of team talks actually, and we just always try to identify our problems, try to work on them. Our goal was playoffs, and now our goal is worlds, and it went well so far.
Pendant tout le split, le but pour l'équipe, c'était d'aller à Paris, et maintenant leur but, c'est d'aller aux Worlds. Le début a été assez difficile, étant donné qu'ils ont commencé le split avec des remplaçants. Les Rift Travels ne sont pas très bien passés non plus, mais finalement, l'équipe a réussi à rebondir, et une fois de plus, ils remportent la victoire. Actually, the next question is to you both. You guys had an amazing series, and it makes you look so easy on Misfits. How did you do to make it so well?
I don't know why it went so well today. I think Misfits played well, but I think the first 2 games, their drafts are... I think they played well, but I think their drafts in the first 2 games were not good. I think they had a wrong read on the meta. I think we had a much better read on the meta and much better preparation for this patch. And I think that our play today was very good. I think we played as a team today, and I think Misfits were close in all 3 games, but it was the small things that mattered the most, I think.
Ouais, même si la série était au final très très serrée, ce sont des petits détails qui ont fait la différence et qui ont fait que finalement ce sont G2 qui ont pu remporter la victoire. You guys have worlds ahead. And the last time you met on international stage was at MSI actually with SKT, and you did so good. What phase of G2 will we see this time, Perks?
Well, we'll be working our hardest to show the MSI G2, if not even better. My goal is to first get out of groups. I'll be going to Korean Bootcamp in a couple of days already, just to practice first alone, and then we will go as a whole team with coaches, coaching staff. And we will just try to work our hardest and give it our best for these roles. And I'm sure we are going to surprise or do well.
G2 ne compte pas décevoir cette fois-ci, et dans les prochains jours, ils vont d'ailleurs s'envoler en Corée pour déjà commencer à s'entraîner. Last questions. Last question for you guys. What do you need to work on to make this time matter at Worlds and in China, and to actually get out of groups?
Well, I didn't say again. I didn't hear the question.
What do you need to work on to get out of group this time at Worlds, Sven?
What I have to work on? What do we?
Yeah.
Honestly, we just have to get a good read of the meta. Play the champs that we have practiced in preparation for Worlds. The meta is usually refined after 1 week or 2 weeks of after group stages. Everyone knows what's the best, but going into the tournament, not many people know what is the best, and some people practice and then try to adapt. But I'm sure if you just play your own style, you can get out of groups with what you prepared for.
Is there an opponent in particular you fear for now?
Sorry?
Is there an opponent in particular you're fearing for now at Worlds?
Sorry, I can't hear it.
Is there an opponent you fear in particular coming into
I'm not really afraid of any team, but I'm afraid of best of ones, to be honest. I think best of ones historically is not really our thing. I think we are very slow to prepare, but we have time to watch our opponents and prepare for their picks and stuff. We do much better, so I'm not afraid of any teams, but I'm afraid of best of ones being many games in a few days, so this is what I'm most afraid of.
Wow, for now, congratulations for going first place once again and to end up first in the split. Pour l'instant, je vais rendre la parole à nos casteurs français pour débriefer de cette série. And in the meantime, I'm going to give it back to you guys at the caster decks to wrap up the day.
Thank you very much, Laura. What a fantastic interview. with Sven and Perks there. Afraid of best of ones. 0 deaths for Sven that series, but he's afraid of single games.
It's the inability to adapt between series, and we have seen many times that G2, they're a team that is very good at preparing, but when you have 3 games on a single day, those become a little bit hard to prepare for.
It does indeed. Somebody who was very prepared today, though, is our player of the series for the EU LCS Summer Split Finals, and I don't think anybody will be surprised to see it was Miffy. His Alistair was game-changing, always in the right place at the right time, and his responses on Morgana in their previous game was beautiful to behold.
I was very impressed with Mithy's performance throughout the playoffs, and I know that community perception was, is Mithy really that good? Did he deserve to be in the All-Pro team? And I think he shut up all the haters. He really proved that he is a top-class support here in Europe, and it was very well-deserved in this series. And you have to give an admirable mention to his AD carry, Sven, as well.
Yes, we absolutely have to give an admirable mention. I mean, Sven showed up 0 deaths, as we mentioned. It was fantastic. Look, we've had some great moments here in front of the French crowd this weekend. Let's actually check out some of the big plays that have been brought to you by Acer Predator, starting with Feathervin, who put on his dancing shoes versus Fnatic yesterday. Caps tried his best to run away from the H2K mid laner. Let's take a look how it played out.
On that bottom side. Obviously, Caps losing that cleanse means he can't actually get arrowed.
Arrow coming down.
It
The
hits.
sniper coming in. That's going to be the package. Now Feathervin's in trouble. Damage ticking down. Cap's now going to have to run for his life. Miasma comes in. The flash over the wall. Amazing patience. There goes Feathervin. What a dodge! Comes out. One more rocket, baby. Flash in. First blood. And just such an impressive way to start the series.
And I just love the use of the arrow. You can't make a play happen down bot, so let's try and make something happen in mid. It lands onto Caps. And you think that with the flash, dodging the ulti, everything going in his way, all he has to do is land the ult. But Feathervin reads it. He gets the sidestep. Shay is here to add a bit of support as well. And everything just goes in favor to set up Feathervin for success.
I will try mid fast.
I use your 2 here. I use your 2 here.
Okay, this is good, yeah?
Here.
Oh, Galio is still top?
He hit.
I'm moving tools as well.
I go mid.
Just all around to mid, all around to mid.
I go from both sides.
No flash, no flash, no flash.
I'm here.
Nice, good job, baby. Good job, good job.
Nice job.
I like how he said, no flash, and then the Cassio flashes away.
So sick. The turnaround was amazing. Look, later on in that series, H2K, they marched into Fnatic's base. They had a 10,000 gold lead. It was looking certain to end until the Summer Split MVP, he took over the fight.
Fnatic, maybe looking for the fight. Reckless does have On the Hunt available immediately. They're running forward, but Odoamne is trying to dish out the damage. Caps makes his way into the backside. Feathervin is gone. Fnatic under a fantastic position to keep this team fight going. Keep your eyes on Reckless. He is the only one that matters, but it is Nuclear who is firing back. It is Nuclear who's looking to clean this up. Fnatic need to keep the members alive. Reckless! The flash forward, the broad to body block. Fnatic destroy H2K in the fight.
Reckless gets the turnaround, the triple kill for Fnatic, and they keep their hopes alive!
I block. If it jumps, we kill him.
Nice. We can kill him. Nice! Just push out one way, maybe. Oh, we 6 items. Get the win.
I actually don't know what was louder, whether or not it was Dracos and Vedius or the Parisian crowd. I've never heard Dracos go that high-pitched. It was phenomenal play from Reckless.
It was very impressive, and you saw the cool, calm collection on his face as well. He wasn't fazed by it at all. He knew that he could win that fight, and they were able to keep their hopes alive a little bit longer.
A little longer.
But
they still
ended up
lost the
losing.
game.
They
won
did.
the series. That is what mattered for Fnatic to take 3rd place. And then earlier today, of course, Hansama, he picked up his signature Draven, something he hasn't played since spring. It was in game 3. He cashed in the money with a double kill. And from @Fred40 says, the second of 1,348 gold cash money. Bling, bling, bling. Get in there, Hansama. All right, what does that mean? Misfits have peeled away. Shockwave onto Perks.
They got Perks! Cash in!
Perks! That was the cash! How much money did he make? Someone find out! Expect is now the target as Misfits and all of Paris are celebrating. It's a double kill for Hansama. Happy birthday, buddy! What did Misfits do with it?
I got it.
Nice. Show guard. No flash show. Don't go to him. Show guard.
Nice.
Nice.
I found him.
Hold on, combo. Push.
No, just reset. This is really good.
Verius, I have one last quick stat for you as we round out the summer split finals. In 10 EU LCS finals, only one player has not died, and that is Sven. 0 deaths across the 3 games. Phenomenal.
What an impressive performance and what an impressive player. He came into the LCS with Origin, and ever since he's been in every single European LCS final, and he's looking to replicate that level of performance at the 2017 World Championships in China this year.
And you know what? Because Deficio is not here, we're just going to remind everybody what he said. Sven and Mithy, the best bot lane in the West, because this is ULCS broadcast. There were more than just big plays over the weekend here at the Accord Hotels Arena. Before we send down to Shocks, let's get a final look.
Well, thank you very much, guys. Bonjour, Paris, comment ça va? Well, this is going to be a good one. I'm joined here by Deficio, by Mithy, and by Perks to wrap up this wonderful weekend in Paris and, of course, talk a bit more about their victory, as well as looking ahead to the Gauntlet and Worlds. Mithy, we didn't get to talk to you personally in the winner interview yet, so I'd just like to get your thoughts on why it was only a 3-0 versus Misfits, which was rumored to be, of course, a very intense best-of-5 matchup, but it looked simple.
I don't know. I think we're just really good.
I mean, slight boos, but they turned into cheers, because I think if you come here and if you play versus your opponent, whoever that may be, and you play so clean, you have a right to say that. Could you say what exactly you think you guys excelled at today?
Well, I mean, I'm saying this, and sure, I might get boos and stuff, but I came in here, first game, I came here with no mercy. You know, I was not gonna let them get one game if I had the chance not to, and that's how it went. I think we just played better in every single phase of the game. I think early game they showed up and did some good stuff, but we were ready for whatever they were doing, and even whenever they did something that was good, even in the last game where they had basically 3 winning lanes, we were able to salvage our situation and trade 1 tower for 3 towers, and even though that was not good, it was the best we could get, because we would actually just lose the game slowly if we didn't do anything. So I think we were just smarter than them, better than them individually, and just overall a better team.
You guys looked super clean.
I have to go to Perks straight away. Perks, your worst champion the entire summer split was Lucian. You had the ego to pick it twice in the final here. Tell me about your Lucian games this time around, where you actually managed to win and carry some games on it.
Okay, so Lucian's story is that I've been practicing Lucian since MSI, since I played against Faker in Scrim, and he was so clean, so I had to play it. And then I couldn't play it in MSI because it didn't fit. And then for the summer, it was my most practiced champ, and my whole team just started inting me every time I would pick Lucian.
Honestly, he was inting too.
Like my whole team was just inting me every time I would get ahead with Lucian. My team just decides to do something really stupid and lose my advantage. So my win rate is not so high, but I promise my Lucian is clean.
Well, it showed. In game 2, though, we were already having a discussion, or crafting the discussion on Desco Yamato and so was about, oh, we got to see how this Lucian turns out. And then Rengar gets the first blood on you, I believe. And then you guys immediately go bot 4 people so to get you a double kill. So was that then a kind of, we got to help Perks out. We know that his Lucian is clean. We're going to, die for him.
I got some attention from the kitty catty, like Rengar was jumping on me, but it was my fault. I took a bad trade while they had priority, so Pariol got a good trade on me, and then it was obviously a free dive for them. But it was hard for me to play my matchup because there's Shen and Rengar, so Rengar can always ult with Shen ult, and even if I dash in Orianna, he can always just use Shen ult and then win the trade. So it was just hard for me to lane, but I think my pick was good outside lane anyways. Yeah, and I played good.
So we're in Paris, Mithy. You played against Hansama, and you played against his Draven as well. What was your reaction when he picked it for a 3rd game?
I think Hansama is a very known Draven player, probably the most known one in EU right now since Freeze is gone. So me and Jesper were actually quite concerned about the Draven pick. So we thought about not blinding Sivir, and even when we picked Kog'Maw, we thought, hey, you know, there's a good chance that he picks Draven here and stuff. So yeah, I think it was something that we knew was going to come out, and we were not really surprised when it came out, and we just played accordingly.
Okay, there's some shenanigans happening. Oh, it's right next to me and I couldn't see it. Wow, great. I think Hansama and Power of Evil and Romain are going to put on a show.
The synergy is off
The synergy is a bit off. Come on with that micro.
Faster, faster, faster. Let's go, speed up the tempo.
We're going to let it play out as it goes faster and faster and faster. And we will also talk to those guys in a minute. Oh, you guys just want to clap with them. All right, there we go then.
Why not?
We are standing by to talk to Power of Evil Hansama in just a second, but that's the first time in my life that I had to commentate, you know, the clapping game for a full arena.
It's nice. A new one. I agree. But it's what happens here in Paris with this crowd, so I think it's worth it.
It is worth it, but we do have the interview set up, so we're going to go over to the lovely Laure with Power of Evil and Hansama.
Merci beaucoup, Shox. Je reprends le contrôle de ce côté de la scène. POE, vous vous êtes beaucoup amélioré en termes de BO5 depuis le début de la saison et surtout depuis le Summer Split. Comment est-ce que vous avez fait pour devenir aussi fort? You guys improved so much in Best of 5 series since the Summer Split. How did you guys become so strong?
I just felt like in the last week of the regular split, it kind of clicked for us and we played way better.
Vous pouvez les applaudir, ils ont vraiment été très bons sur cette finale.
Well, so pretty much we just are way more decisive, way more concentrated, and the best of fives we just improved a lot on. Just a little bit sad that we couldn't show it today.
And Hansama, actually this weekend was your birthday and your first time in French in the French crowd. How do you feel celebrating your birthday in front of 10,000 people?
Je pense que c'est un truc incroyable. Merci à tous qui ont...
Est-ce qu'il y a quelque chose que tu aimerais leur dire en particulier à toutes les personnes qui sont venues te voir ici aujourd'hui?
Premièrement, merci à tous d'avoir chanté mon anniversaire. Deuxièmement... merci pour votre soutien.
Can you talk to me a bit about the Draven pick you decided to pull out today in the last game?
Alors, le Draven, je voulais vraiment dominer ma lane, du coup, ça n'a pas trop marché dans la troisième game parce que j'ai pas trop bien joué dans la troisième game avec Draven. En lane, je dirais. Mais bon, je suis vraiment content de l'avoir sorti sur ce split, surtout en finale. Et voilà, je suis content.
Yeah, he's really happy he could finally pull out this Draven in the last game of the season. I've got one last question for you guys. This was your first year in the LCS as a team, and this will also be your first year at Worlds. How will you prepare for this first international experience, Piri?
Well, so we go bootcamp in Korea again, and we'll just try our best to like swim solo queue, play as a team, and just show that we can play way better on the world stage, and maybe we get even our revenge against you too.
Hansama, même question pour le public français cette fois-ci. Comment est-ce que tu te sens par rapport à cette première tentative au World cette année? Je pense que ça va se passer comment en Chine pour vous? Et comment est-ce que vous allez vous préparer surtout?
Au World, je pense que j'aurai aucune pression parce que là, je pense que je vais rencontrer au moins une team coréenne. Et contre eux, je pense que j'aurai aucune pression, il n'y aura rien à perdre. Et comme les Worlds de l'année dernière, peut-être qu'on a une chance, on verra. Et ces 2 prochaines semaines, on va tryhard à fond, on va aller en Bootcamp Corée et jouer contre des teams LCK sûrement et on va tout donner pour les Worlds.
J'espère que ça se passera bien pour vous. Merci beaucoup de m'avoir rejoint sur scène. Thank you very much for joining me after this game. Pour le moment, on va rendre la parole à Shox pour qu'elle puisse terminer la journée avec les joueurs de G2. Shox, c'est à toi.
Merci beaucoup, Laure. Just asking there, what will be the plan, of course, of Misfits? They're also going to Worlds, and in that it was a kind of a celebratory match, even though you guys both took it very, very serious. They're going to go on Bootcamp. They have nothing to lose. They have a lot to learn, and that's how also we're looking at that. Mithy, when we were looking at this match from the analyst, as Yamato mentioned, that he felt that Misfits today reverted back to old habits from the spring split. They kind of lost their eye on the macro, and they weren't as clean as they have been in the last part of this season. Do you agree that's what happened, and do you think they will find it again once they get to Worlds?
No, I don't really think so.
Oh, that you don't agree, or?
No, yeah, I don't agree. I think analyzing past Misfits games, we came to the realization that they are a team that doesn't really go for deep vision. They like shallow vision, so they don't really pressure Baron that well. They like to just start Baron and force a team fight. And they also like to just force TPs whenever they start Baron, and then they just back out and look for a fight. So they don't really have a clean way of ending the game because they don't use their pressure hard enough for tier 2 towers and just like deep vision so that we can't face check Baron. So we knew that no matter what happens in the early game, if we can make it to 20 minutes, we can, like we did in the 3rd game, we can just stall the game out and play around their top laner. He is it's very easy to see what he's going to do. He always does the same thing, and we were just ready for it. And I think Fnatic just gave them too many fights when they played against them, and they just played horribly. So yeah, we were ready for it. And I don't think they played different against us than they played against Fnatic.
Oh, okay. So that then doesn't bode too well if we go into or go into Worlds. They do have a couple of things to work on. Perks, how do you think they can perform at Worlds?
Well, they have improved a lot since beginning of split. I think even individually they've been stepping up. Pario is really, really good, and Hansama has stepped up this playoffs so much. Like, he's really good too. So individually they've been stepping up, and if they pick up their team play, or if they work on their mistakes and their holes in the gameplay and try to get perfection, like more perfection in the gameplay during the bootcamp, like a lot of things can happen during the 2 weeks. It's not to count them out, and I think they can be a good performer.
For sure, I think especially if you're a new team, the first time you play against international teams, it's eye-opening. There's not really any other way of looking at it. It's just a complete rework of how you're supposed to play the game. And I'm sure Misfits all of their players are very smart. I talked to all of them, and I think they're very good, and they will become much, much better.
So you guys at MSI obviously learned quite a lot. You got 2nd place. You came back to Europe, and some people took a break, and it was a very slow start. Like, were you still able to actually use some of the things you learned from playing the international teams in Europe? And also, why did it take such a long time for you guys to really start reaching your top level again?
Sure. Well, during the MSI, at first week we were kind of losing most of our scrims, and we were just behind other teams, even though we were the best in Europe by far. We started improving like really fast and learning how to play better together and copying everything from the better teams like SKT and World League and such. And we learned a lot. And then we like during the beginning of split, the meta changed. Like the real thing, like it was completely different, the whole early game system. So we had to like work around that, try to find out what do we do with real. Like we had so many theories, and we couldn't get to a right conclusion until some point. But I think a lot of stuff about like playing for tempo, playing together, basing together, like just basic stuff. League of Legends is mostly just go back to basics. Like, if you are ever slumping or playing worse, you should just go back to basics, and then you can go back from basics and learn what you have to do better and improve your boundaries and just move slowly. And that's what we've been doing the last couple of weeks. We improved so much on controlling vision together, denying them camps, and just a lot of things.
How is your level of kind of motivation and tiredness after a whole year again? You got to go to MSI. You guys did really well. You had that little slump in LCS, but now you're back on top. How are you feeling, like physically? Are you ready to just go to that boot camp? Do you have enough energy right now, or I'm not going to drop the word.
I'm ready to take a small break.
Small break.
That's for sure. And I'm going on vacation.
All right.
Yeah, I'm going on vacation too for a while, and I think we have two weeks bootcamp organized from our team, and since we basically have like we will go to bootcamp on the 15th, I think. So we decided that that's too long time. So we decided to I think it's fine. We decided to just go earlier to the bootcamp. So we decided to go and get a hotel in Korea and just start playing solo queue right before we start bootcamping, so we are warm and we use our 2 weeks as effectively as possible.
Yeah, so warm. Definitely looking forward to going there. Let's think about the third team from EU that's going to go to Worlds. We're going to take a look at the regional qualifier bracket, aka the Gauntlet. And I always think the Gauntlet is such a terrifying word. And if we look at the Gauntlet, damn, it is terrifying, especially for H2K. H2K versus Splice is the first match. Then the winner of that plays the Unicorns of Love the day after. And the winner of that plays Fnatic on the final day. Deficio, you can give your prediction and your thoughts first, after what you've seen, obviously, from H2K and Fnatic here this weekend.
I'm going either Splice or Fnatic. They will take it all. I think actually Splice in the quarterfinal looks super good against you guys.
Maybe you look bad.
Or maybe you guys look really bad. You know, keep me one of the two. But
I was hinting.
I think Splice actually are pretty good at the moment. The problem is they have to win 3 BO5s in a row, so it's super hard to actually prep for all of them. They have to just focus on themselves. So Fnatic winning 1 BO5 after winning here.
Wait. Splice and the faith in H2K is officially gone from the Deficio.
For now. Then they will beat Splice or something, and I'm all on the H2K hype train again. But I think Fnatic will take the 3rd seed.
Fnatic takes the 3rd seed in the Deficio's eyes. Mithy, what do you think?
I think they should take the 3rd seed, but anything can happen. It's what's the Gauntlet in, like 1 week from now?
Yeah,
and then on top of that, there's going to be quite a few best of 5s, so maybe the meta even changes in the middle of the whole best of 5 system when Unicorn starts playing their weird stuff as they usually do. So it's hard to say, but I'll probably, if I had to bet, I'd probably go with Fnatic.
Yeah, Fnatic yesterday in the interview was saying nobody's thinking about the Unicorns of Love, and in that kind of setup is maybe sometimes they don't even know what they're going to do now, but they might surprise. But
I mean, you got to keep in mind, Fnatic will not play Unicorns unless Unicorns win the first BO5. So they will get to see Unicorns play, and if they're pulling out some crazy picks.
Perks, what do you think?
I thought that Splice, or winner of Splice versus H2K will take it, but I saw Reckless play yesterday, and he was really smurfing. So I changed my mind, and I think Fnatic will take it in the end.
I think if Caps performs, Fnatic should take it.
Right.
Who needs to perform for H2K to take it?
I think H2K overall, I mean, I think their ball lane just has to int a bit less, and then they're good to go, yeah.
All right, I think the answer will be the same, but I'm actually not quite sure. Who would you think is the best 3rd representative at Worlds? Is that also Fnatic after what you've seen from the ups and downs in this year? Or do you think maybe a Splice could peak better in those Worlds? I mean, they had a bad year last year, so it can't get any worse.
I mean, going into Worlds, a lot of it comes down to the bootcamp and how good you are at picking up the new meta and actually learning from basically getting smashed by Koreans in scrims. I am a little bit concerned that Fnatic do not adapt and learn fast enough for a bootcamp to be super successful for them. But on the other hand, they might actually change up when they start playing against international teams. So in terms of raw talent, Fnatic should be the best. In terms of how much can you learn from a bootcamp, I'm actually not sure which one of the teams will be best.
Splice.
Splice in terms of learning, and they've gone through, you just said it's such a shock when you do that the first time, it would be a second time for them.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, it is about time for us to sign off. Obviously, the NALCS finals, TSM versus IMT, are going on right now. Can I get a quick prediction from the panel?
Yeah, TSM. TSM's gonna carry.
TSM.
Okay, I guess everyone here also agrees.
I think TSM 3-1, my prediction.
TSM 3-1. Well, there's still a couple of people here listening who've been here all weekend. Is there one of you two who just wants to say a couple of finalizing words, closing words to the weekend, the great weekend we've had here in Paris?
I want to thank all the fans and the whole wonderful crowd that came out here. You guys are fucking awesome. I started my career in France, actually, with Millennium 2.5 years ago. And it feels good and feels a bit sweet to come here and win now in Paris, like where I was playing LANs 2 years ago. So yeah, just thank you all.
I've had a great opportunity to win quite a few finals now with G2, and it's always been a little bit bittersweet because we didn't really have a lot of fans. We had we had a lot of fans, but still had a lot of haters, and it actually felt that way when we played on stage, especially like in the finals of big events. And I think this is the first time that it doesn't feel that way. It feels like you guys just support us as much as other teams. So I'm really, really grateful for this, and yeah, I love you guys.
I mean, I think as a broadcast team, we can only echo that sentiment. The Paris crowd has been pretty crazy. Merci beaucoup. Vous êtes tout formidable. It was an absolute pleasure to be here. We're going to sign off, and we'll see you next week for the Gauntlet. So, au revoir à tous. Bye-bye, everybody, and we'll see you next time.
Peace.
Merci.